Okay. I'm still kind of learning. Oh, good. How I like to do this. I don't like doing this on a live feed like this. I would ideally like to put music to it because like all my favorite things to watch um, have music and all that crap. But anyway, um, for Sunday morning revival, I guess since I'm being a preacher, I'll just it doesn't matter. I guess there's no music playing in the background. You can pretend that there's like sappy piano music like starting to play in the background and like like praying, but this is like my version of church right now, which I grew up having a different concept of what church looks like, and so I'm very very happy that this is my church. So um, I was gonna teach you about fire, but I started fucking with it, so I kind of messed it up. Okay, well, let me tell you the things that I've learned, and it's really cool. Okay, so I think that you can kind of see pretty much everything that I can, except for you can't really see the embers. But actually, at one point, I didn't see the flames when I was looking down. But then, like when I looked up, I was like, oh, and then I looked back, and I still couldn't see the flames. So I was like, it's crazy. Like the camera's picking it up, and even my eye, I was gonna say my naked eye, but like, I mean, they're naked. Mm. Anyway, I just couldn't see it as well. So, as well as what the camera picked it up, which means nothing to me right now. Like everything I was saying before sounded like really meaningful and metaphoric and then like there are times where I'm just like recording stuff and like I know that I'm just doing it to like talk about something interesting. So I'm not like speaking God's word or whatever. So for instance, like right now, I'm just being literal. I don't think anyone's actually going to hear God speaking through me because I don't think God is speaking through me right now. Nothing about what I'm saying is going to, like, saying right now is interesting. I hear it, like, when I'm saying something that I'm like, I don't want to say this, but I got to keep talking. And then I'm like, I hate this. And I keep going. And that's when I kind of zone out of what I'm saying. And then I just focus on like nothing and everything all at once. That's like how I've kind of learned to deal with, my gift, I guess, of allowing God to use me as a vessel. I don't know that other people who like pastors or preachers or whatever, like they obviously priests, whatever. They excuse me, not obviously. Let me say this. There's a reason that everybody's packed in at X church because that church has got a righteous ass motherfucking preacher, pastor, whatever. And you're like, damn, I just learned something. And like I feel like alive and I feel good and I feel great and I feel like let's go like fucking build a church and do it again. It was funny because somebody bastardized that while she was here. She was like, let's tweak the fuck out and make something. And I was like, you heard that just like I did growing up, but you didn't get it. And I loved it because it was just so sweet and innocent of her because she reminded me of me when I was her age, even though she keeps saying that she's way cuter. So that's not what she said, but I know that that's what she meant. But anyway, and that I'm old. I know I'm old. I like being old because I'm like not really old yet. I'm perfect old. This is when I knew I was gonna thrive. And I like being on the camera right now in one sense. Like I would look pretty, but I don't like talking right now because everything I say sounds so sad, but it's not. Like it's not. Like my dad doesn't even like to hear what I have to say, and he just starts talking over me and like trying to explain God to me. I'm like, Dad, like I know God. Like she and I are like we're pretty close. Like we're good. We talk like all the time. Like she's talking to me right now while I'm talking to you, and I can hear her, and I can hear you, and I can hear everything. And I'm just like, and then God's like in my ear going like, Robin, just let him have his moment. And I'm like, no, I don't want to. And she's like, Robin, you're making this more difficult than it needs to be. And I'm like, oh. And she's like, But yeah, like I see what your point is, because I'm sitting there arguing like this. I'm not gonna throw my dad and my relationship under the bus, because that relationship suffered a lot because I'm his child. And he does not like having to see his daughter go through such a difficult journey, especially when the people who allegedly love me make it exponentially worse, and that's not part of God's plan. My dad is a righteous ass motherfucker too. And he hears God, and he sees God, and he knows where it is and where it isn't. But he also loves the other members of my family who love their non-righteous counterparts. And somewhere in the mix, somewhere in the midst of that mix, I like that. I like midst. However, I said that like I'm never gonna be able to say that word again. That's gonna be a really challenging word for me. I can do right now. Midst. Oh my gosh, that's an incredible word. Let's define that one. I don't know if I like how I spelled it. I spelled MIDXSXT. Anyway, I'm supposed to be talking about fire right now. This is why pastors like do their shit all week long, and then they're like, "Yeah, I got it. This is solid. I'm gonna go do this for like 45 minutes to an hour," and then their wives or husbands now, because they are allowing more women to be ordained, because they're realizing that, oh yeah, like just because you have a vagina doesn't mean that you can't like hear God. They're oh yeah, like maybe it's not my place to judge, because God said, "Judge not, lest ye be judged." But I'm gonna sit here and like talk about gay people and like quote the Bible like I can judge, because I understand the Bible, obviously, 100%. Do you know what's so interesting about books? See, I'm just going all over the place. See, I didn't plan for this. That is something I've noticed that's different about me since the stroke, because I've been so frustrated. Like, I am not a good planner anymore. I used to be so good at not just multitasking, but like planning shit out, and like everything was always to plan, to perfect, to this is what we're gonna do here, and this is what we're gonna do here, and I've already got all of the best pit stops for. Oh, there's the ball string. There's the like I just always had everything planned and perfect, and I was flawless at planning. And now like God like took that like yeah. No, no. You got fly by the seat of your pants and learn how to deal with it. And that, especially without family support, has been. I mean, I had to learn how to brush my hair. I had to learn how to brush my teeth. I had to put on a bathing suit while one of my friends' I'm just gonna put it like that, had to come over and like teach me how to wash my hair again. And teach me how to take a shower without burning. I had 2nd and 3rd degree burns on my feet after my stroke. I'm saying this because it's going to be really painful for certain family members of mine to hear. And for other people, it's going to be like, And then for all the nurse bitches who are like, who know what a TIA is and who understand that, like, by the way, I did also have abnormalities on my EKG, because I told him no that time, but then I had to come back another time and I was having heart palpitations, and so they did an EKG. They did a 12 lead, and I had ST elevations, and they even mentioned. They were like, yeah, this is abnormal and it's different from what it was before, but like, it's probably just the monitor. No, why didn't you just ask me? Because I know that you're my friends or, acquaintances or whatever, and you know that I used to work here, and you don't want to believe that I tried to kill myself. But like the smile on my face is not forced. I've dealt with it. I live a much more fulfilled life, despite it being empty. But this is what I believe I'm going through. What did I write last night? I'm going through hell and high water, but I wrote just high. And I was like, high, or not, to get to the other side. So really, I'm just going through hell right now, and I deserve it. Absolutely. The way God put it to me, yeah. I did a bad thing to do. I did what I believe one of the worst things to do, just killing somebody. Excuse me. I want to amend that because I have a friend who is suffering right now because of that. Actually, I have a few friends suffering because of murders in this area. Self-defense. I can't say anything because if it's you versus me, and there's a knife in my hand, and I stab you, like, who's to say who's at fault other than you just got to deal with it with God. I feel like God's like, let's not touch on that one right now. I can hear it all around me. So we're not going to talk about that one anymore right now because I'm not making any kind of statements right now that that murder is okay. This wasn't about that. This was me talking about, I can't even remember now, fire. But it's funny because God was like, and we're going to circle it back around. And I'm like, okay, cool. I've lost the entire point because I got so focused on that. Like, oh, someone's going to be like, well, that chick on YouTube said, rah. And, please stop forgetting the last 30 years of my life just because I used drugs temporarily for a couple months. Because that really, really hurts my feelings. John, you knew one drug addict. And to be quite frank with you, I think the fact that my ex Dakota is a very attractive, your weird version of Ruth's ex-boyfriend sickens me that my entire family fell in line behind that and destroyed my relationship with my one. We get one. He and I both knew. By the way, would you like to know what Dakota and I used to do together alone? We'd talk about God. We'd read the Bible. I have videos of it. One time we got in a fight so bad about Adam and Eve in the line at McDonald's, and I was recording it because the cops had started following us again, and so I was like, this is fucking ridiculous, and I was like, so I was like, I'm not going to talk about why we're recording right now. And I remember that's how it starts. And he was like, whatever, let's just keep talking. And I was like, okay. So Kenzie said the apple was her pussy, and I was like, Kenzie, you're not supposed to say that word. You're a baby. She's not a baby. She was in 3rd grade or something like that. Anyway, she was really young. It was just funny hearing that come out of her mouth. But then I was like, that was really insightful, Kenzie. And I was like, I'd never thought of that before, but actually, that kind of works. I was like, but wait a second. But he told Eve she could eat the apple, and he told Adam he couldn't. And then I was like, wait a second. Did he tell them different things? And she goes, no, he just never mentioned it. And that's the thing. Because boys eat pussy. Girls, I don't know. I was like, I like boys. Or, I mean, she was like, I like boys. And I was like, that's fine, Kenzie. And then I remember I was like laughing. I was like, let's talk about something different because this is like way too philosophical for first thing in the morning. She goes, what's that word mean? And I talked about philosophical for the minute. She was a little girl I drove to school for a while. When I was hustling, that was my hustle to make money. I would go into the house where a lot of people were staying, and it was kind of it was not a crack house. It was a woman's house, so she had opened it up to a bunch of people who were like down on their luck. They weren't doing drugs or anything. Like they were all just sitting there like half asleep because it was like 6:45 in the morning. And me and Kenzie were both like, ah! And everybody's like, what is wrong with these chicks? And I'm like, but she's a kid and I just am a morning person. You don't meet us often because we're up in the morning and you're not. You guys are up late at night and we're like asleep because we gotta be up early. Anyway, so many of my stories have been bastardized and like told me to shut the fuck up and don't tell that story because y'all assume that God. Sorry if you're an audience member who's not a family member. I just want to fucking disown every single fucking one of them. I had a bunch of thugs show up here the other day. I've been praying they're gonna show up all morning, but it's a different thug. I gotta go talk to him.